Imagine a city, a beacon of culture and power, standing at the crossroads of Europe and Asia for over 1,000 years. This city is none other than Constantinople, the jewel of the Byzantine Empire, an empire that sprang from the split of the mighty Roman Empire into East and West in the 4th century. The Byzantine Empire, also known as the Eastern Roman Empire, was a testament to resilience and endurance, surviving for over 1,000 years. At the heart of this empire was Constantinople, a city with a strategic location that was the envy of the world. Poised on the narrow strait of the Bosporus, it was a gateway between continents, a meeting point of cultures and a hub of trade and knowledge. It was a city that was both a shield and a sword, protecting its empire and projecting its power. The Byzantine Empire was a crucible of culture and civilization. It was a bridge between the ancient world and the Middle Ages, preserving the wisdom of the Greeks and Romans while forging its own unique identity. Its art and architecture, its laws and literature, its theology and philosophy, all left an indelible mark on the world. But the Byzantine Empire was not just a realm of culture and learning, it was a political powerhouse, a player on the world stage. Its emperors and armies, its diplomats and spies, its alliances and intrigues, all shaped the course of history. It was an empire that stood the test of time, that weathered invasions and upheavals, that saw the rise and fall of other empires. Yet even this formidable empire was not invincible. The sands of time were running out for Byzantium. The stage was set for a cataclysmic event that would change the course of history. The Byzantine Empire, a bastion of civilization, was destined for a dramatic end that would echo through the ages. While the Byzantine Empire flourished, a new force was emerging: the Ottoman Turks. These nomadic warriors, under the leadership of Osman I, started carving out a realm for themselves in the late 13th century, right at the edge of the Byzantine Empire. Their territory, initially a small state in northwestern Anatolia, began to expand rapidly, drawing strength from the fractured nature of the surrounding regions. From the outset, the Ottomans demonstrated a remarkable ability to absorb and adapt. They incorporated elements of the cultures they conquered while maintaining their distinct identity. This ability to assimilate helped them to gain the loyalty of diverse groups, which in turn fueled their territorial expansion. The Ottomans were not just expanding territorially, they were also enhancing their military prowess. By the mid-14th century, they had developed a formidable military machine: the Janissaries. These were elite infantry units that formed the backbone of the Ottoman military. They were a force to be reckoned with, and their presence on the battlefield often tipped the scales in favor of the Ottomans. By the 15th century, the Ottoman Empire had grown into a major power in the eastern Mediterranean region. They had established control over vast territories, from the Balkans and the Black Sea region to the Middle East. Their growing might was seen as a direct threat to the Byzantine Empire, which was steadily losing ground. The Byzantine Empire, once a beacon of power and civilization, was now a shrinking entity surrounded by the burgeoning Ottoman Empire. The Ottomans, under the ambitious Sultan Mehmed II, had consolidated their power and were ready to challenge the Byzantines. The stage was set for a confrontation that would reshape the region's history. The Byzantine city of Constantinople, a symbol of Christian power and the seat of the Eastern Orthodox Church, stood as a tantalizing prize for the Ottomans. Its strategic location between Europe and Asia, and its enormous wealth, made it an irresistible target. The Ottomans, hungry for more power, set their sights on Constantinople, the heart of the Byzantine Empire. In the spring of 1453, the fate of Constantinople was sealed. As the first buds of the season appeared, so too did the formidable Ottoman forces, primed and ready to bring down the jewel of the Byzantine Empire. The Ottoman army, a massive force estimated to be between 80,000 to 200,000 strong, was led by the ambitious and cunning Sultan Mehmed II. He was just 21 years old, yet possessed a strategic mind that belied his youth. His aim was clear and unwavering: to capture the city that had resisted Muslim conquest for over 7 centuries. Facing this colossal force were the defenders of Constantinople, a mere 7,000 to 12,000 strong. They were led by the last Byzantine emperor, Constantine the Palaiologos, a man of courage and conviction. The Byzantines had the famed Theodosian walls, formidable structures that had protected the city for 1,000 years. But they were outnumbered and facing the youthful energy of a determined adversary. The initial stages of the battle saw the Ottomans unleash their secret weapon, a colossal cannon called the Basilica. This terrifying behemoth, capable of hurling stone balls weighing 600 pounds, pounded the Theodosian walls relentlessly. The Byzantines, though brave, were largely helpless against this onslaught. Their counterattacks were valiant, but ultimately ineffective against the sheer force of the Ottoman army. Despite being massively outnumbered, the Byzantines held their ground. They fought with a ferocity that spoke of their determination to defend their beloved city. Their strategies were ingenious, their resilience inspiring. Yet, as the days turned into weeks, it became increasingly clear that the odds were not in their favor. The siege of Constantinople was a tense and brutal affair. It was a clash of cultures, of faiths, and of two determined leaders. It was a battle that would determine the fate of a city and an empire. And as the siege wore on, the Byzantines, despite their courage and determination, found themselves outnumbered and outgunned. As the siege wore on, the hope of the Byzantines began to fade. The intensity of the siege was relentless, and it became increasingly clear that Constantinople's fate was hanging in the balance. The Byzantines, despite their valiant efforts, were struggling against the might of the Ottoman forces. The city's defenses were being stretched to their limits, and cracks were starting to show. The once impenetrable Theodosian walls, the city's pride and joy, began to crumble under the barrage of Ottoman artillery. The Byzantines fought bravely, but they were outnumbered and outgunned. The Ottomans, led by the ambitious Sultan Mehmed II, were relentless, pouring men and resources into the siege. The decisive moment came when the Ottomans managed to breach the city walls. It was a tragic sight, the fall of the last bastion of the Roman Empire. The Byzantine Emperor Constantine II fought alongside his men, but it was clear that the end was near. The city was overrun, and the once bustling streets of Constantinople were filled with the cries and chaos of battle. The final hours of the battle were brutal and unforgiving. The city's defenders fought with everything they had, but it was not enough. The Ottomans swept through the city, capturing the Hagia Sophia, the city's magnificent cathedral, and raising the Ottoman flag over its domes. The fall of Constantinople marked the end of an era. The Byzantine Empire, which had stood for over 1,000 years, was no more. The city, once the jewel of the East, was now in the hands of the Ottomans. It was a turning point in history, signaling the rise of the Ottoman Empire and the end of the Middle Ages. On May 29, 1453, after a siege that lasted 53 days, Constantinople fell to the Ottomans. It was a day that would be remembered in history, a day that marked the end of one empire and the dawn of another. The fall of Constantinople marked the end of the Byzantine Empire, but its legacy was far from over. It was the end of an epic, but also the start of a new chapter in the book of history. In the immediate aftermath of the siege, Constantinople underwent a transformation. The city was renamed Istanbul, and it was no longer the capital of the Byzantine Empire, but now the heart of the burgeoning Ottoman Empire. The Hagia Sophia, an iconic symbol of Byzantine architectural brilliance, was converted into a mosque, marking a significant shift in the cultural and religious landscape of the city. The fall of Constantinople had repercussions that were felt far beyond its city walls. It shifted the balance of power in Europe. The Ottoman Empire, now in control of the gateway between Asia and Europe, grew in strength and influence. Trade routes were disrupted, forcing European powers to seek new ways to the east. This, in turn, ignited the age of exploration, leading to the discovery of new lands and the start of European colonization. But the legacy of the Byzantine Empire didn't simply fade away. It lived on in many ways. Its influence in art, architecture, and law is still seen today. The Byzantine legal code, for instance, heavily influenced the development of legal systems in many European countries. And let's not forget the Byzantine Empire's role as a defender of Christendom during the Middle Ages. This legacy is etched in the annals of history and continues to be studied and admired. The city of Constantinople, a bridge between East and West, was a melting pot of cultures, and this diversity is still evident in modern-day Istanbul. The Byzantine Empire may have fallen, but its spirit survived, leaving an indelible mark on the world. The fall of Constantinople was not just the end of an empire, but the beginning of a new era. An era that would reshape the world in ways that the Byzantines could have never foreseen. The fall of Constantinople is a story of power, ambition, and the ebb and flow of civilizations. In the grand tapestry of human history, the fall of Constantinople stands as a pivotal moment, a turning point that not only changed the face of the world, but also the course of history. It was a moment when the old world gave way to the new, marking the end of the Middle Ages and the dawn of the Renaissance. The significance of this event reaches far beyond the boundaries of the city itself. It was not just a symbol of the end of the Byzantine Empire but also the end of the Roman Empire that had survived in the East for 1,000 years after Rome's fall. Constantinople, the city of world's desire, was the last bastion of the ancient world, a bridge between the East and the West, a melting pot of cultures and ideas. Its fall signified a seismic shift in the balance of power. But the fall of Constantinople is not just a tale of conquest and loss, it's also a story of resilience and adaptation. The city, under its new name Istanbul, would go on to become the capital of the mighty Ottoman Empire, a vibrant center of trade, culture, and learning. It would continue to play a pivotal role in global affairs, shaping the course of history in ways that are still felt today. The lessons of Constantinople's fall are many. It reminds us of the impermanence of human constructs, the fleeting nature of power, and the resilience of cultures in the face of change. It teaches us about the transformative power of ambition and the consequences of complacency. It serves as a potent reminder that nothing, no matter how grand or enduring, is immune to the sands of time. And so, as we reflect on the fall of Constantinople, we are reminded of the cyclical nature of history, the rise and fall of empires, the ebb and flow of power. We are reminded of the enduring impact of our actions, the importance of understanding the past, and the profound influence of history on our present and future. The echoes of Constantinople's fall still resonate today, reminding us of the enduring power of history. From its rise as the capital of the Byzantine Empire to its fall to the Ottomans, Constantinople's story is a testament to the power of history. We began with the ascent of Ottoman power, weaving a narrative of ambition and expansion. The siege was not an isolated event but the culmination of decades of tension and conflict. The final battle, a grueling contest of wills, marked the end of an era and the dawn of another. The aftermath and legacy of the fall of Constantinople resonate even today, with its influence felt in politics, culture, and religion. As we reflected on the fall, we delved into the human aspect, the lives that were forever changed by this monumental event. The siege and fall of Constantinople is a tale of power, resilience, and transformation, a pivotal chapter in the grand tapestry of human history. As we delve into the past, we reveal not only the story of Constantinople but also the story of ourselves, shaped by the events that have defined our world.